Welcome to our student-to-student tutorial, which is designed as a practical guide for online students who are required to work together on group projects. So you're taking an online course and you've been asked to work on a group project together. Maybe you've heard that it's going to be a valuable and worthwhile exercise, but you may be a bit resistant. Do we really have to do this? Or at least skeptical. Alright, so how do we pull this together with total strangers? Well, this tutorial has 3 practical segments to show you ways of communicating and collaborating on group learning projects from afar. In our first section, we'll look at social media groups. The second section, we're going to look at document management and sharing. And in the third section, we're going to look at 2 tools for how to meet and connect in real time.
This presentation is on creating and using groups in Facebook and LinkedIn for online learning purposes. From your LinkedIn account, go to the Interests menu, select Groups, and create a group. Add the group details to the screen and click on the Create a Members Only group. Go to the Manage tab to send invitations to other LinkedIn members. This is an example of how to send invitations. The group discussion area should now be ready to enter comments, links to websites, videos, photos, etc. to share with other members. From the Groups area of your Facebook homepage, select Create Group. Click the Create New Group button. Select the Close type to create a members only group. Note that you will be required to enter at least one member name to be able to create the group. Enter the group info on the second screen. The group discussion area is now ready to enter comments, links to websites, videos, photos, etc. to share with other members. These are some tips to consider before joining any social media group. There are some advantages and some disadvantages to using social media in online learning. I hope this presentation will be helpful when setting up collaboration groups in Facebook or LinkedIn.
This segment will show a couple of quick and simple tools that are readily available through Google. After all, they are about connecting people and information. One of the many key things that online groups need to do is find a secure and central location to manage documents where they can share, save, edit, post drafts, videos, documents as they progress through the project. Most of us are already familiar with Big Google Search, and maybe even a few other features. But they also have some great collaboration tools which are making it easier to work together in cyberspace. You can start with the Google Apps icon in the upper right corner and have a look at some of the many tools and applications that are available to you. But first, we're going to need an account. So you can Google an account or how to make a Google account, and you'll get to a screen like this. And you have to fill out all your information and go through all those steps. Or, if you already have an account, you can just sign in. One of the first stops to go to is to the Google for Education site. Just look it up and go to the Tools section. Then click on Collaboration, and you'll see quite an array of different tools that you may want to explore in due course. But to get you started, quick and dirty, we're going to take you for a look at two. The first one is the Google Drive site. You click on it. It will ask you for your password now that you've created your account. And here we are. One person has to take the initiative to set up the common folder in this Google Drive. Okay? You would start, if you opened up and you didn't have these files already here, if you were brand new, you could go to Create a Folder. From that, as you're creating, you can invite other people to the site. You can see I've got the little people icon there. And this is done by the Share button, or when you're actually doing the create, there you've created your document. And now you've got several documents to choose from. There's your share. You can move them around, you can remove them all together, and there are other features there. So for this document, here are some of the files that we have shared in our group project. And you can see who has access to our account. I've already invited my fellow students. And in our group, we chose to make it only available to specific people who are granted permission. But it can be made publicly available, or you just give it to, you allow access to anybody with the link. And you can invite them just by their email, so they will have the link. So any one of you in the group can post to this folder. And that's pretty handy. You can change the look. Now it's in a list format. You can change sort of the visuals on the site and any other applications like that as well. You can add other people to come in and see this folder. And like I say, you can move back and forth between how it looks. The other thing you can do is upload. You can upload either a file or a folder. Go through that process, find something that's on your own computer, and like I say, 3 people who are in this group right now can do the sharing. You can even include a little photo of yourself so you can get to know your teammates that way. So that is a nice basic repository which can be private, easily accessed from any time and place by any kind of device, and you'll always know that everyone in your group has got access to the same documents or same versions. But what if you want something with a little bit more interactivity? Let's go back to our Google for Education and scroll down a little further, and you'll see something called Google Sites. Now this is a place where you can set up your own website. Let's take a look. Here are two groups that I've set up. But if you were coming here for the first time, you would go to Create. And there's different ways that your site can look. Just a blank template, or look like a classroom or a team, or there's a gallery. Now here you'll see that there's all kinds of options, including one called Project Wiki, an intranet site, or even a project tracking template. So all of those are options for the way you set it up. I chose a very basic blank template for my first attempt, and that's how we got this. But it's nice to know that you do have options. I just kept it plain Jane. We were going for the quick and dirty, like I said. So let's take a look. When you first start, you create a page, one page at a time. Clicking on that, you name the page and how you would want it to look. There's 4 options, and then where you want to locate it, in the top level or under another item. So going back, you can see I've created one. There's our main page, how to do group work in online learning, and then we have a page for each of the different sections. 1, 2, 3, and then our references. Plus we have an overall layout and planning page. Now if we go on one of these pages, you can see all the documents that have been downloaded, or rather uploaded, from various websites. And the neat thing here is the interactivity of the site. We can have comments and sharing on any of the pages. So here, nobody commented on that one, and so forth. There's some commentary. So you can see each of the pages can look a little bit different, but you do have that back and forth interactivity, commenting back and forth to one another. So again, it works quite well if one person kicks it off to establish the basic page, and then all these other options are available. Like the Drive, you can share it with only the people you want, or you can share it more broadly. So, let's review. Here we are back at Google for Education. In any project, you can start with getting to know one another and agreeing to what the topics are, divvying up the tasks, and going along the timelines that you set. But for the ongoing work, as everybody is doing their separate piece of the project across time and space, items like tools like Drive and the Google Sites are really good options for doing the managing of the documents. So this has been just a brief introduction to demystify some of the tools. Are there other tools and sites out there for managing documents? Absolutely. But tools like this can get you started without a lot of searching and agony and frustration. Thank you.
Sometimes while working in your group, it will be easier to have a meeting to discuss things rather than go back and forth in your social media groups or within your document. There are a few ways that you can accomplish this. Today, we are specifically going to look at Algonquin 3D and Google Hangouts. Algonquin 3D is a virtual world run by Algonquin College where you can use an avatar to interact with other people. Algonquin 3D is free to use, but does require that you download software that's provided from their site. Once you enter the world, you'll create an avatar and then you are free to explore. Within Algonquin 3D, you can speak with other avatars, share your screen, or share a presentation using the virtual meeting rooms. A nice thing about Algonquin 3D is that there is a variety of frequently asked questions and troubleshooting tips found easily on the main page, as well as a getting started video that provide instructions on how to use the site. Because Algonquin 3D requires additional software and you need to create your avatar, it's a good idea to log into the site before the time of your first group meeting. Now you may prefer seeing your actual teammates as opposed to using an avatar, and you can accomplish this using Google Hangouts. To use Google Hangouts, you need to have a Google account. This is free and easy to create. Once you log into your Google account, you can access Google Hangouts. You will find the Hangouts icon on the top right of your Google homepage. When you click the Hangouts button, you will see a drop-down menu. This menu will include anyone you have in your circles, as well as the option to create a new Hangout and add additional people. I have created a group with Donna and Fiona, so I will click on the group and then click on the video camera to invite them. If you want to add someone else to the Hangout, you click the person icon at the top of the screen and type in the name of your contact. It's faster to invite people to a Hangout if you've already added them as contacts ahead of time. Now, if a person doesn't have a webcam, that's okay. Their picture will appear in their place, but you'll still hear their audio. You can click back and forth between the pictures to display the webcam of whoever is speaking in the main section of your screen. There are also a variety of settings and additional features you can find using the side icons. These include being able to share your screen so you could view a presentation together. Google Hangouts also requires you to download software to be able to run it. So again, it's a good idea to log in and get everything set up before your first group meeting.
This concludes our presentation in online collaboration. To try it out, work in groups of 3 to 6 and select an appropriate collaboration tool to support a specific assignment that you're working on. Test it out as you work on a course activity and then share your experience and reflections in a short journal entry.